Talk Monday, baby. We here. So check this out. I'm back just fresh off the plane, baby. And I just had these inspired thoughts that I wanted to share with you today. So check it out. So this all started with a speech, an Ignite speech. 2 years ago, I went to this conference, the Court Advocates Convening, and I saw these people doing these Ignite talks that was so inspirational. And so I said to myself, I said, if I ever get an opportunity to come back to this conference, I'm going to do that. This is 2 years ago, 2017. This is what I said. So about 3 months ago, I get the notification that I have got selected to attend this conference. And so I'm hyped. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. And so here I go again, Sybil, here she come in, it's like, okay, you start talking yourself out of the opportunity. So I start saying, well, can I really do this? Do I want to do this? All that. So for a second, I was like talking myself out of it. But I talked to one of my friends and she was like, okay, like you've already done this. Like you just need to go for it. So yeah, so I went ahead. I said, I'm going to submit it. So the deadline to submit for this talk was April 30th. And now this is 3 months ago when I found out I was going. Life happened. I had all kind of stuff. Any repair that you can have in the house, I had that over the past 3 months. Yes, a whole lot was going on. And so it came down to the wire. Like the submission for the talk, it was submitted at 11:59 on April 30th. Like that's how crucial it was because it was just so much going on. But I was like, I'm going to put my head in the arena regardless of what happens. So on the email they say, we will notify you on May 7th to let you know whether you will be talking or not. So I didn't hear anything back. It could have went to my spam. Who knows? Never got the email. And so I'm just chilling. I'm at work. I'm like, okay, I'm going to the conference, but I'm not going to be speaking. That's cool. Whatever. And so May 11th. I am at work. We having our Friday team meeting. Shout out to all my advisors. Our fun Friday meetings. Anyway, so we having our meetings, and so it's 2:00, and my boss says, "Hey, guess what? Monday at 8:30, you're gonna be talking about mindset." And so inside, I'm a little hot because I'm like, "Wait a minute, this is happening Monday. Like this is can I get the weekend?" Can I get a few more days, like a week or something like that? Yeah, that's not happening. So, I get past my little hotness and I go I'm ready to do what I need to do. So this Sunday night, it's about 5:00, about 5 to 11, I'm going hard. I'm coming up with ideas. How can I create this? How can I talk about mindset the next day? And so I get it done. I wake up early the next morning. Normally I go running, but I said I'm gonna pass over the running because I need to make sure I'm tight on this speech. So I pull it together. I go in Monday, and I deliver. and I felt good. But that also taught me that sometimes you just have to push yourself beyond what it's supposed to look like, comfort, all that. Just do it. And so then it's Friday. It's Friday. I'm set to leave for the conference because it begins on the 19th, but your travel day is the 18th. So I wake up, it's 6:30. My flight leaves at 9. I really need to be at the airport at 8, so I missed my flight. Overslept. And I called the airport, and so they're like, cool, we're going to set you up for a 5 o'clock flight. You just get there at 9:30. All right, no problem. So the next day, I'm there. I'm tired because I really didn't get a whole lot of sleep. But I go through the day. I get all this great learning. Shout out to the Core Advocates. It's a great conference. But and then it's like 4:45, and I get this message, and it's like, so we're practicing in the ballroom for the Ignite talks. And so I'm like, wait a minute, I said, I'm talking tomorrow? Because I never heard anything back. And so I run down there to the ballroom, and so I asked the coordinator, I say, well, listen, I said, I said, I am talking tomorrow? She was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I never got an email. And so I was like, okay. I guess, I said, I'm going to make this happen, though. I'm going to make this happen. Because remember, 2 years ago, This is what I said I want. I said, I want to do this. I said, if I get to come back to this conference, then I'm going to, I said, I'm going to speak. This is what's going to happen. And so I practiced. I practiced with the group, and I said, but I said tomorrow, because I hadn't had a chance to prepare. So I said tomorrow, I promise you, I'm gonna have this together. So I go have some dinner. I come back to my room. I stay up for a couple hours, and I practice. I practice. I wake up early this morning. I'm practicing. I'm trying to get it right. I'm trying to get it tight. And so today, I did it. I absolutely did it. That whole thing, there was so many lessons that I learned. So many things. So the first thing was that when you want something, Paul Coelho, he has a quote that says that when you want something, the universe conspires to help you achieve that thing. So I think about that. This is what I said 2 years ago. I said, if I get the opportunity, I am going to speak here. I'm going to do that. And that taught me that's the power of intention. Everything was strategically placed to prepare me for that moment. All of it. So I was hot because I had to create a speech in 48 hours. But the truth of the matter is, the speech on Monday prepared me for the speech today. And so it literally, the other piece of that is, relax, people. It's going the way it is supposed to. All of it. And so sometimes in our little mind, our little Sybil, she comes in and says, you start freaking out because you're like, wait a minute, this isn't the way I wanted it to be. Because I do it too. I am not, you are not isolated if you freak out sometimes. I do it. In my brain, it goes nuts. But the thing is, it's going the way it's supposed to. All of it. Everything that's happening in your life is strategically placed. Strategically placed to help you become the highest version of who you are. And so just to add to that, each one of us has a divine destiny. I had this conversation this weekend, and we were saying, I was discussing, I said, in my mind, I feel that we all have something that we are called here to do. And so all the things that happen in our life are strategically happening to get us to that. Whatever that destiny is, whatever that gift, that calling that you were supposed to do, it's all happening for you. And so that was one of the key takeaways from that as well. And then I think the other piece was, before I even got the message that I would be practicing speaking or whatever, I was talking to one of my colleagues, and she had said, and Monday we also had a conversation. The previous Monday, she said, you really should figure out how to monetize this. And so I'm like, oh, okay, so I just started kind of thinking about it. But then the other thing she said to me was like, I really see you speaking in venues, like thousands, crowds of people. And so that was another thing that I took away from that, because this is what I got from that, is that sometimes you have to have people around you who speak to your higher self, because sometimes we don't see it. In our little personality mind, we limit ourselves sometimes. We limit ourselves. And so it's almost like this. It's hard to see the picture when you are in the frame. It's hard to see the picture. Like, if I put myself in this Fitzgerald poster, if I put myself in it, I cannot see the Fitzgerald sign. I cannot see that. But somebody else walking by, they can see the picture. And so I think that's also the beauty of feedback. It's just like you have blind spots, but we also need people to speak to our higher self, to the best version of who we are, because sometimes we don't see it in ourselves. Sometimes we limit ourselves, and sometimes it's almost like being a teacher. That's what we do. We believe in people until they can believe in themselves. Because sometimes kids, they don't see it. And what we do is we transfer our belief in them, and then after a while, they're like, hey, I can do it. And so that was a big takeaway for me, is that having people to see, you cannot see the picture when you're in the frame. And so it's having people speak to your highest power, because really the words, they really impacted me. And so shout out to you, K-Town, Silent Assassin. I appreciate you for saying that, because it prepared me for that moment, because I probably would have freaked out otherwise. last key takeaway is stop shooting on yourself. And so shooting is, I think about that because I say, sometimes in our minds we say it should appear this way. This person should behave that way. And so literally the ideal situation would have been that I found it on May 7th and I would have had 12 days to prepare for this speech. But what I said 2 years ago, I said I wanted to do it. That was it. And it was not necessarily packaged the way that I thought maybe it should be, but it was an opportunity that I wanted. And so I think even in relationships and when we deal with other people, because we deal with other people all the time, we say, well, they should do it this way and this should do it that way. It's not always going to be packaged the way that we like. That's just what it is. Now, we just have to make a decision. Either we're going to do it or we're not. But we almost have to let go of those assumptions and those shoulds and those judgments of how it's supposed to be. Because sometimes that's not what it is. My tidbits, words of wisdom. Get out there this week and do those mental push-ups, baby. Much love, light. And I am out.
Find table space to say you're social great.